is it someone else's job to feed you?
Stoney Ridge Farm. Woo!
Hey guys, welcome back to the Stoney Ridge Farm channel. I just got done working with my Husqvarna Chainsaw, getting a job done here on the farm. I had a tree fall on a fence line and I got to thinking about stuff. So recently I posted a video about the electric tractor. So on the farm here we have a Select Track electric tractor. And I got all sorts of input from folks about this electric tractor and how it works and what it does. And then I got to thinking to myself about the mandates for EVs or electric vehicles and the difference between that and an electric tractor and the concept of owning electric equipment on your property and the concept of hard work and what most people don't know about what true hard work is. Do people get out and work anymore? Guys, I want your opinions. This is not about electric equipment. This is about America and Americans. Are 90% of Americans not getting out and working hard anymore? Are they just simply punching a clock, going out to eat, and going on $10,000 vacations? What are the average Americans doing? What are you doing? Here's what I've discovered, guys, and I'm out here, I'm on a 150-acre first-generation farm. I've got 50 cows out here. I've got a little homestead. I cook, I prep, I dehydrate, I make jerky, I freeze dry, I save, I have a larder. Do you know what a larder is? Do you people know what a larder is? Post it down there. What is a larder? Today, if you don't know what a larder is, you're gonna know by the end of this video. So a larder is a place where you store food. I want you guys to question something right now. I want you to question this. Why on earth is it someone else's responsibility to make sure that I have food or you have food? Why is it somebody else's job or chore to make sure that you have food? Do you know how to raise your own food? Do you know how to butcher a chicken, how to butcher a deer, how to butcher a squirrel, how to butcher a rabbit, how to cook those things? How about a mud turtle? How about going fishing and catching a fish? Do you know how to fillet a fish? Do you know how to catch fish in a pond and take them home to eat them? Are you above that? Are you too good for that? That's the question. Why on earth, and this is something that I ponder all the time, and I get all these comments throughout the day on my videos from people who have absolutely no grasp of what it takes just to feed yourself. It doesn't take that much, and people don't eat that much. The concept that water is some sort of resource that is going to run out is completely ridiculous to me. I have 6 creeks on this farm. I have 3 wells on this farm. Water is so plentiful. I have 3 ponds currently, and I'm building 2 more ponds currently. Water is the most plentiful resource aside from dirt that I have on the farm. And it's the most plentiful resource on planet Earth. So how are we going to run out of water? I don't understand it. So folks, if you're living in an urban area, if you're living in California, in LA, in New York City, in Manhattan, wherever it is that you are living, is there some sort of food responsibility that you can take for yourself? Do you have a larder? Do you have food stored back? I lived in Utah, so I was very blessed to live in Utah. Along with the culture, the Mormon culture out in Utah, everyone had a larder. Everyone had water stored up. Everyone had food stored up to be self-sufficient. I pose this question to you, and this is something you need to sleep on. This is something you need to think about. This is something that you need to eat, sleep, and breathe. Why on earth don't I have enough food stored up for myself when a squirrel has enough sense to store up enough food to get it through the winter? Why don't I have food stored up? A squirrel is smart enough to save its own food, to feed itself. A rabbit is smart enough to feed itself throughout the year. A deer is smart enough. A squirrel, an owl, a turtle, a fish. Why can't we do that? Why is it someone else's job to feed you? Take some food responsibility. Take some responsibility for yourself, guys, and think about food security because it's something that's super important. The average town has 3 days worth of food in it. 3 days before it becomes a food desert and people start fighting each other for food. What's going to happen when the trucking industry shuts down, when all of our transport systems shut down? If they do, I'm not saying they are, but what happens when they do and or if they do? What's going to happen? You want to take away our means of defending ourselves by banning certain things that go bang bang. These are things that we need on a farm, guys. These are things that we have to have. They are must-haves on the farm. They are home defense. They are farm defense, they are defending our animals, they are taking care of varmints, and they are feeding us. Do you think for 1 minute that a government that wants to take away those things that go bang bang so that you are totally dependent on them to feed you 1,000% always, you cannot be fed without government intervention or our transportation system as it stands right now? Do you think that that's smart? I don't know. That's the question. How many cows do you need on your farm? As many as you want, as many as you can support. How many squirrels do you put in squirrel gravy? As many as you want. How many tomatoes do you plant in your garden? As many as you want. How many people think that poor parenting is the root cause of all this? How many of you guys are totally against corporal punishment for your children? Post it down there. How many of you people are for corporal punishment for your children? Making your kid go get into time out, some sort of fake perceived time out, isn't real punishment. It's not real punishment. My daddy whooped my tail. My mama whooped my tail. My father and my mother taught me and my sister about finances when we were at a very young age, and we are financially stable people. Teach your kids about finances. How many of you guys had parents that taught you about the importance of finance, about debt, how to balance a checkbook, how to spend some, save some, and always have some? Guys, this stuff is super important. Money, first of all, is a means to buy things. Money isn't real. You can't eat it, you can't drink it, you can't burn it for heat. It's not real, okay? That's the first thing we need to think about. Food is real. You could have all the money in the world, you could have wheelbarrows stacked full of money out here in this pasture right here, but if you ain't got no food, you ain't gonna have nothing to eat, and you gonna die. What good is money if you ain't got water? What good is money if you don't have a means to take care of yourself, a means to feed yourself? What good is depending on a system that we have seen fail? We saw it during the pandemic. We saw the food system fail. We saw us run out of toilet paper. And let me talk about how ridiculous that is. That is super ridiculous. There is toilet paper literally hanging in every tree right here. If you guys have never been to the country or never been out in the woods, you ain't got to have toilet paper, buddy. You don't have to have toilet paper. I think that right there defines our American society as a whole in so many ways that people freaked out so much about toilet paper that we had toilet paper scarcities, that we had toilet paper going for outrageous astronomical prices, that convenience stores were opening up big bags of toilet paper and selling individual rolls of toilet paper for $5 a piece. Really? Really? Are we that dumb? Are we really that dumb? Are we so dumb that we have to rely on somebody else to tell us where to eat, tell us where to sleep, tell us what we can eat, tell us where to go to the bathroom, tell us what to drink? Are we really that dumb? Do we really need this amount of intervention in our lives? I don't know, guys. I want you guys to share your opinions. I think as a society, and there's a movie that I watched, it's called Idiocracy. I watched it quite some time ago. Idiocracy is a movie about the dumbing down of the people in this country and the people on this planet, to the point where people thought that plants had to have electrolytes, so they were pouring this Brondo, it's like Gatorade, out on the land, and all the plants were dying. Are we really that dumb? Are we dumbing society down? Are you doing your best to teach those around you how to take care of themselves? Are you doing your best to learn how to do things? Learn how to grow a garden. Learn how to feed yourself. If you don't cook, learn how to cook. If you don't cook and you haven't learned how to cook and you rely on going out to eat for every single meal, and I was with a group of young ladies the other day and they were all bragging about how they didn't know how to cook. Really? You don't know how to take something you eat and heat it up so you can eat it? You don't know how to cook? How on earth did you make it to whatever age? And your mama should have been slapped in the mouth. And your daddy too, if you didn't learn how to cook. If your daddy's too lazy, if you're too lazy to learn how to cook, you should be punched in the mouth. It's ridiculous, guys. What kind of a society are we living in where we have to depend on everybody else to feed us? That is my take-home message today, guys. I was just down here working and I was thinking to myself, how on earth can this be? I've got so many people leaving comments down here in the comments section about these electric power tools that I'm using here on the Stoney Ridge farm. I've got so many people leaving comments and they just have no clue about what real hard work is. They have no clue of how to feed themselves. They have no clue that we're not running out of water. I mean, water literally falls from the sky. They think money is more valuable than water. Let me tell you one more thing before we go. So my dad was watching Family Feud the other day, and he said, man, I was watching Family Feud the other day, and the number one answer for what could a human being not do without, what was the number one answer? What's the number one thing that our society has decided that we could not live without? And that was money. I'm sorry, but food and water is going to be top on my list. I can't eat money. I can't burn it for heat. I can't drink it. I can stack it up in a corner over there and then the government will come and take it all. We need to learn how to spend, how to save, and how to have. How to spend some time learning skills, life skills. How to spend some time saving money. How to spend some time learning how to cook. How to spend some time learning how to feed yourself. And I don't care if you live in a downtown Manhattan apartment, you can do a rooftop garden, or if you live in a small townhouse, you can do a bucket garden right out in back of your house. And if you live in a place where you can't grow a garden, for goodness sakes, move out. And if you live in a place where the government's mandating things like electric cars and you don't like it, move out. Stop crying. Stop watching the fake news. Stop crying about it. Stop watching CNN, MSNBC, Fox News, all of this stuff, guys. It's feeding you a line of garbage to get good ratings and to keep your mind in constant turmoil. Turn it off. Please turn it off and go learn something. For all the time that you've wasted sitting there watching Fox or CNN or MSNBC or even the Weather Channel at this point, because every single storm, it's the biggest storm known to man. No, every single time you turn the TV on, it's always bigger and exploding and better and oh my goodness, the end is coming. It's not. The sky isn't falling, dude. It's not falling. The sky is not falling. We can't live like that. We're human beings. We're designed to enjoy life, not designed to stay in constant turmoil. And the politics and political situations that are going on all over the country and all over the world have been going on for decades and centuries, and they will continue to go on long after we are gone. If you ignore a bad dog, it will go away. If you ignore a bad dog, it will go away. Learn how to feed yourself. Learn how to take care of yourself, guys. Please do this for me. Please do it for yourself. Do it for society. If your son or daughter doesn't know how to cook, teach them how to cook. If your aunt or uncle doesn't know how to cook, teach them how to cook. Go in the kitchen. Spend some time together. Think about family. Turn off the news media and enjoy your life. Please, please, God, please. Guys, come on back and see me here on the Stoney Ridge Farm Channel. This is the stuff I think about while I'm out here working, running saws, running machinery. My gears are turning, my wheels are turning, and it's so disappointing to see everyone thinking that the sky is constantly falling when it's not. And when it does fall, it's water that you can drink. Thank you guys. We'll see you next time on the Stoney Ridge. Hit that like button. There are links to other videos that are about farming and other little political rants at the end of this video. See you next time. Take care.
Come on down to the Stony Ridge, bring your wife and bring your